Today we're going to be taking a look at a very classic ABZAN Reanimator list, and today's list was heavily inspired by a creator that I'm sure you all know and love by the name of Watts. And Watts dropped a very cool list in my Discord the other day that heavily inspired today's build. A lot of the same cards are in here. One of the cards I wanted to try the most though is this Hostile Negotiations. It's a 4-mana spell that allows us to go 6 cards deep into our deck, split these cards into 2 different piles, place one up, one down, and play this fun little game with your opponent where they have to give you one of those piles and the other 3 go into your graveyard, which works extremely well with Reanimator decks. So I wanted to give this a try today, and our win cons today are going to be things like Consuming Blob, the Sanctuary Warden, and the Dreadfeast Demon. The Demon works really well with tokens, which both the Blob and the Warden both produce tokens that you can sacrifice to create these demons, which is a very overpowered sort of mechanic. And we're going to be reanimating our creatures here today with the Graveyard Shift. This is a card that we're going to be getting at instant speed almost every time because we have such a great curve in today's build. We got anywhere from 1-drops all the way up to 7s with a nice little curve fill out. So being able to get this down as a flash mechanic is very easy to do. So we're going to be playing our creatures mostly on our opponent's turn, which is really fun to do. But yeah, another really fun list to add to the the decks here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are new here, there will be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links below, there's a full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton. We're so close to 10,000 subs, I can taste it. And thank you so much for the support if you have already. And with that being said though, guys, enjoy today's video and we'll see you at the end. Peace out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be running some ABZAN Reanimator. It's been a little while since we went straight Reanimator here on the channel, which is kind of strange. We do love Reanimator decks here, so it's time to get back to it, man. And today's deck was definitely heavily inspired by a good friend of ours, Watts, in the Discord. Watts dropped the deck list in the Discord. If you guys don't know, we do have a Discord, and you're free to join. It's very, very fun. We can share deck ideas there and get to know each other. It's a really cool place to just kind of hang out and chat Magic. But yeah, Watts dropped a cool list there, and I liked a lot of the ways that Watts was trying to fill the graveyard with some of these new cards. We got things like what's that new card? It's so cool. It's like a instant speed, what is it called? Sorry. Hostile Negotiations. It's a very cool card. I also really like that card Fauna. I tried it in my build. It wasn't working very good for us at the time. It wasn't working as great as I would have thought. I don't know if it's necessarily built for my version of this deck, but Fauna's a really cool card too. It's a creature that allows you to discard a creature from your hand and go find another creature from your deck. It's very, very cool, but opening up with a Liliana -2, that hurts. Not gonna lie, that does hurt. That does hurt. Okay, we do get a Consuming Blob early here. I do like that, but this can, yeah, this can't get it, can it? No, it can't. Yeah, let's do it. Consuming Blob early is not a bad plan at all. This thing gets out of control pretty quickly, so let's see if we can pull this off. Wouldn't mind pulling a Rite of Oblivion on something either, but
you won't be outsmarting me.
Paragon already from the opponent. They discarded the Rite of Oblivion too, which is strange. That's a card I think they would have wanted to pull the trigger on here to get rid of the blob, but they're gonna replay that, huh? Not if I kill their Paragon. But that would require me sacrificing the original blob. Hopefully we top deck something here nice that I can use the Oblivion on here to kill. That's a bummer. I guess this would be a good choice because then I could sacrifice the enchantment, getting my blobs to a 3/4. Yeah, this is not bad. This is not, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's not bad. We sacrifice our enchantment. The blob goes to a 3/4. We kill the Sarah Paragon. We attack into Liliana, and now they're out of things to do for this particular turn. And now they're going to be pretty upset that they gave up the Blood Tithe Harvester there. That was not the right exchange for them. Perfect. Now we got 2 4/5 bodies on the field because the blob's gonna produce a secondary. Love that. Looking solid. Looking solid. So far so good. I like the way this is feeling. Opponent does have 2 cards in hand though, and they have an Oblivion which they can use to sacrifice the blood token. That seems like a weird thing to do. I definitely, if I were them, would have used the Oblivion, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go here. Let's get a land. I guess we offer them the trade here. Let's see if they want to trade. I hope so. They save me an Oblivion. That'd be great. That would be great. No, they don't trade. Okay. I didn't think so. All right, so we play out the... Oh, we can't... Oh, I played the wrong land. What a mistake. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Not ideal. Wish I would have played out the rat and then used the rat, but I dropped the wrong land. I should have dropped out the black source. I didn't count up the number of white and green sources I had there. We had way too many. Oh, my pizza's here. All right, they finally hit us with the Oblivion. We knew that was coming sooner or later. A Paragon. That's a card. All right, let's drop the Vermin. And let's go ahead and... I think I want the land. No, we'll get the Vermin. Let's mill our own face here. That's a bummer. You hate to see that. I was really hoping to get the... Let's do this again. Mill myself. I was hoping to get the graveyard shift in hand, obviously, so that's a bit of a bummer. Let's go ahead and hit him for 4. Paragon kind of popping off for us at the moment. A couple of rats as well, not too bad. There's the scoop. The opponent can't handle that. That was too much value, unfortunately, for them to deal with. We still had 2 Oblivions as well that we could have cast, so that went really, really well. That was really smooth. All right, good way to start things off. Those rats were a little bit of a late addition. Those were actually what I replaced the fauna with. I took 3 of the faunas out of the deck and I threw in the rats. And I think milling myself for the 3 early on, if I can get it down on turn 1, would be absolutely amazing. But like we just saw there, we did hit our graveyard shift, which is a bummer. But we do have things like Shigeki, and it can get our cards back. So we will see how that pans out. But ultimately, got a pretty good hand here to start. Can't play the Vermin on 1, but pretty solid start. Ooh, the sleeper. Let's see what we hit here. Shigeki in the yard. Consuming blob in the yard. Blob already a 2/3. Not bad, because Shigeki counts as an enchantment and a creature. That's a bit of a mistake, I think. I'm going to definitely make that trade all day. All right, hostile negotiations. Love that, but I'm going to play it next turn after we take 2 shots of this. So we're going to take 6 damage minimum here in order to get the negotiations down. I hope we can somehow pull out the... I hope we can somehow pull out the instant speed.
Tired of your secrets.
Graveyard shift. Let's get this in the yard. Another Vermin. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I think I'm going to go... negotiations here. I have to hit negotiations into the graveyard shift. I have to. That's not good. They're eating up my graveyard now, so they're gonna make me discard and then eat up my graveyard. Not fun.
Don't overthink.
Not fun. All right, going down to 13. Negotiations. Let's see what we hit here. Come on, help me out. All right. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's no world where they give me this, right? There's no world. So we have to put this face down. Wow. But then they're just gonna give me this. There's no way they're not gonna give me this. That was a horrible split pile there. Not gonna lie. Horrible. We have to put the other one face down though if we're gonna have any shot at getting it. Yep, didn't think so. Didn't think so. All right. Get down the Paragon. Get down the gnawing vermin. Mill myself some more. Another Shigeki goes to the yard. I need those Shigekis to get back our graveyard shifts if we accidentally exile those or discard them. All right, drop this. Sarah Paragon, as long as it's alive on the field, we're gonna. Oh, let's go. That's clutch. Okay, this is really good. 5. Okay, so vermin can be played from the yard and still instant speed the graveyard shift. This is really good. All right, so we will mill ourselves here. We'll go over the top to kill, or not kill, but hurt the Liliana. Don't hit anything good there. The game just turned on its head here. It absolutely turned on its head here. We're about to take this game back over. The problem is that that Glutton is going to be able to exile cards from my graveyard when it attacks, but I can respond by playing the graveyard shift before they get exiled. That's a problem, though. That's a huge problem. All right, so we're gonna obviously sack the vermin. Doesn't matter which one we hit here, and we gain some life, which is helpful. All right, let's see what 2 cards they go for. Obviously, it's going to be the demon. It's going to be... Yep, the demon and the warden. We're going to take the demon, though, before they get an opportunity to steal. They take the warden, and we make some really good blocks here, killing both of their creatures. All right, now we got to figure out a way to deal, though, with this Shieldred, because it is going to... Oh, let's go. Too clutch. That is too clutch. There's the scoop. The opponent didn't want to see any more from us, which is kind of crazy. The game wasn't over by any shot, but we definitely were turning the tides here for sure. Gnawing Vermin coming in, Oblivion on this, and then we get a Shigeki down too. I mean, we kill Liliana. Yeah, that was probably pretty close to over, but holy, what a top deck with that Oblivion. Oh my gosh, what a game, man. That was a grind fest. It was only 5 minutes, but it felt like such a long time because it was such a grind fest. They were finding good tools. We were finding good tools. A little bit of back and forth. This opening hand doesn't feel great. I'm going to mulligan that, actually. Okay, there's another scoop. Unfortunate. Some people, I think, see that they're going to be potentially in a video, and then they just scoop. I don't know why, but maybe that's what happened. I don't know. All right, yeah. Still not too sure what that opponent was up to there. Don't know why they scooped, but... I totally understand if it's somebody who doesn't want to be recorded or something like that for the games. I make so many silly mistakes. I'd hate to be like always recorded and not have control over it because I do make so many misplays sometimes. It's a bit of a bummer, but oh, it is getting toasty in this room. I've been in here all day, getting very toasty. All right, we got a pretty good start here with Shigeki right into the old Rutstein. Also found our black source, which is very helpful. All right, let's go. That was super clutch. Shigeki's ability or Rutstein? I think Rutstein. I think Rutstein's the call here. Oh, what a bummer. All right, at least we can get that back though with the Shigeki. All right, let's go and attack in. There's no reason not to. That 1 damage could mean a lot down the road. We'll see. Dude, Rutstein is literally the perfect reanimator card of all time because these blood tokens too allow us to discard things. I don't know what's going on, guys. I had a really good hand there. That would have been really exciting, but I don't know what's going on today. Man, what a really exciting and interesting game that was that we didn't even get to finish there. I'm so bummed out that that just happened. That actually bothers me. That stinks, man. Because it was a really fun game. Like, we were going deep into that game. It was 14 minutes, it looked like. And, for the opponent to either time out or just leave there, that's crazy to me. Anyways, if we end up not keeping that in, I think we're gonna have to, but if we don't end up keeping it in, what just happened is our opponent for the 3rd time had something strange happen. But we were 14 minutes into a game, it was absolutely intense, and they just, you know, timed out or something. It just completely froze up and then they just timed out with the rope. So been a very, very weird day today, to say the least. But I can't unfortunately keep re-recording all of these videos because I don't have a lot of time to do these videos as it is. So I hope my opponents can get it together. Opponent on some Selesnya stuff currently with a Bank Buster. Kind of strange. I'm sorry, Simic, not Selesnya, Simic. I always call Simic and Selesnya the opposite names all the time. Both S's. Alright, that's going to give them extra mana with the... extra mana with the artifacts. So this is going to be a pretty much probably a straight artifact deck, I would imagine. We get a pretty good curve out ourselves here, though. We're kind of cruising along. Shigeki was an option there to, you know, obviously ramp, but I think I'd rather do the restoration in that spot just because we're the opponent's off to a slow start. So Power Stones, but they miss a land drop. Power Stone, but they miss a land drop. All right, let's get that down. And we attack into Karn and we look for the negotiations. I think that's fine because we do get the Warden down next turn. And I have an Oblivion which can take care of Karn too. I mean, these Power Stones are essentially lands for the opponent because it looks like they're obviously running a pure artifact deck. So mana shouldn't be an issue for them. But I still hope they hit their land drops, you know. I don't want another weird game happening here where we go 14 minutes, 15 minutes in and they just leave. All right. Definitely going with the negotiations here. Hopefully we get a good options. Get some good options here. How do I get him to give me this? Probably face down, right? Probably face down if I had to imagine. It's our best bet of getting it, I think. You never know. They might just want to give me the old Rutstein. They do. Okay. Old Rutstein in hand. I think the Warden's a fine play here. Obviously, with the blue and green, you're looking at more bounce effects and then also fight mechanics as their way of removing things from the field. Shigeki really hasn't had an opportunity to succeed here yet with its ability to ramp us up. I've had a really nice curve out, so we haven't really needed to do that. Oh, I guess I should have read this, huh? Oh, it's draw a card. Okay. I thought maybe they were going to pump it up with like a additional 1/1 counters or something, but that worked out. They drew a card off of it instead. It does have Unearth. All right, definitely going to Oblivion this at this point. We can't just have that lingering about anymore. Our hand is filled with lands at the moment. We don't like that. I need Shigeki to come down and pull out the graveyard shift for us from the graveyard. So if I could do its ability next turn, I think that's going to be the play.
I require more energy.
They create another Power Stone. All right, nothing. And we get a pretty sizable consuming blob there. But we definitely going to exile this. Take that. All right, we attack in with just these two. Take the shield counter. It's another land, wouldn't you know? They're gonna crew up their Bank Buster here. Totally fine. I have the ability to kill it. Kill it for 2, which means I can still do Shigeki's ability. Perfect. That worked out nicely. Blow up the Bank Buster. And they draw a card off of it. Fair enough. But it is dead, and I'm still left with my Architect. And as long as I have the Architect, I've got a really good Burning Rune. I'm sorry, I keep calling it Burning Rune. I have a really good Dread Feast Demon. So hopefully we find that and we get it into the yard. because I need Shigeki to pull back my reanimation spell. At this point, though, we can just cast the demon out straight up. I mean, reanimating is only good when we're trying to cheat things in at the early stages of the game, but we're so far in now at this point, we can just play everything straight up. Unlicensed hearse, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt because they can exile our graveyard. They're definitely gonna go after the Rite of Oblivion. And yeah, if they take the graveyard shift, we're in trouble. All right, cool, they don't. All right. What's the deal, opponent? What is the deal? I apologize. I needed that drink of water so bad. Come on, opponent. What are we doing here? They play out a Celestis? Sure. They overtap the mana for that. I don't know why. And an amalgam. Okay. They pay it for its full price, which is interesting. That thing can become a 15/15 just world beater at any moment. We know because we love that card. We play it ourselves. And we Jukai Visionary here. Wow, we whiff completely. We get all the lands off the top of our deck and then we just whiff completely there. That's crazy. All right. Let's go Consuming Blob, I suppose. And Shigeki doesn't actually pull anything back here. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Old Rutstein. Old Rutstein. Another Paragon, huh? Okay. Attack in here. Over the top. Keep the beatdown going here. The opponent's now at 9. I need a demon or something to get around this board state because they do have a big body with this 5/5 out there now. Not to mention the Stomper is going to be available soon if they get 2 more lands down. So if they have another ramp mechanic here, Stomper is going to be online. I doubt that's going to be the case based on what we've seen though. All right, that's fine. That is fine. I am worried about that hearse though. That hearse can activate at any point here to exile 2 cards from my graveyard. I'm not trying to look at my graveyard right now because I'm hoping they forget about its triggering effects. So I'm just not going to look at my graveyard. It might remind them when I highlight over it to do it. So let's wait and see. No attacks, huh? Ooh, okay. Single card from a graveyard. Man, they're gonna be able to do that in instant speed. Are you kidding me? That's gonna make the Shigeki a lot less valuable here, that's for sure. All right, let's get in for an attack then. Do we send everybody? We do lose something in this exchange though. Probably the 4/5 here. But then everything else kind of gets through. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But they stopped 3 more of these. So 12, 11, 10, 9. That should be lethal if I'm doing the math right. I should have attacked with this too. It definitely would have been lethal. Well, they flashed this in. Okay, good thing I didn't. Good thing I didn't do that. Okay, this thing needs no mana to trigger either, which is a bummer. Gosh, that's so unfortunate. Super unfortunate. I think what I have to do here is just hold the Shigeki's channeling ability. Hold it to the point where, you know... Wait, what's that gonna hit? Okay, that hits that. That's fine. I'm gonna hold it to the point of instant speed and let the opponent, you know, eventually pull the trigger on this. And when they do, I'll instant speed Shigeki. So it's gonna come down to who pulls the trigger first. Is probably gonna end up losing. But that was pretty nice. We cleaned up pretty nicely there. Let's go ahead and drop down to Jadar. And maybe the Vermin. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we can drop the Vermin here. Drop the Vermin, make myself mill 2 cards. Just go a little bit wider on the board too. These have been some pretty exciting games, man. Very, very different. Very long and tedious, but you know what? I like these type of games where we get to grind with the opponent to see who can outgrind who. And they have a really fun deck too, man. I gotta admit, this is a pretty cool idea. Just all these artifacts and tokens. Unearth. Yep, they're gonna try to draw a card here, I would imagine. I really, really would like them to use that hearse though. Turn it sideways, hopefully, and just try to exile some stuff. I'd greatly appreciate that if they could. Come on, you can do it. Just do it. All right, Mind Link Mech. That's a pretty cool card. That's a really cool card. This used to be a card we exploited back in the day to just do the double strike mechanic to steal a couple of free spells from the, you know, the graveyard. That was a cool. That was always a cool idea. All right, let's channel this. Let's go. That's huge. All right. Come on, pull the trigger on it, man. I need you to do it. Let's go. Perfect. Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. All right, let those go. Now they're tapped down. They scoop it up. Okay, I was going to say, there's really not a lot they can do here. We have the flyer over the top for 5, and then all we got to do is touch them with another creature. So that worked out really good. And it took them forever to use that hearse, man. They were really making me sweat on that, but good game. All right, as much time as I don't have, I'm still going to try to squeeze in some other games for you guys. I might just cut that one game out altogether that I was talking about, just because I just don't want to show you guys any bad content. And I try to keep my stuff as good as possible for you. And I just think going along a 14-minute journey to play a game and then, you know, having the opponent just DC the way they did, it just didn't feel right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just play another game, especially because we've had such a weird day. So many people just conceding off the rip and stuff like that. So see what we can do. Opening hand here, not terrible. We have the Jadar into negotiation, so if we can get the shift down and get something big, that could be pretty awesome. Not a bad 1-drop off the top either. There's some cards. There's a demon. We've got a demon. Hopefully turn 5. Turn 5 demon. Let's go. And then it's the Voice of the Blessed. We knew that was coming, but not this soon. I do need an Oblivion, I think, to take care of that. That would be great. That's asking for a lot, though. I do understand that is asking for quite a bit. No attacks. Come on, deck, produce that Oblivion. Oh, I would greatly appreciate it. Or a green source to at least get the old Rutstein down. That'd be great too. No attacks from the opponent here. Interesting choice. Did not see that coming. I also didn't see that coming either. What a bummer. Okay. Well, no attacks. Say go. Hopefully we get that green source off the top. Did the opponent go first? I actually don't remember. If they did, they missed a land drop. Oh, what a top deck. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to go with the negotiations here. That way we can get a land and then cast this graveyard shift. Hopefully at instant speed and catch the Voice of the Blessed off guard here. It'd be nice if they started attacking in with it. Now, there they go. There they go. We are going to block here. It seems like a very good block for us because we can also kill this. Sure. That's fine.
Run away. You'll be safer. Remember your training.
Definitely take this out. They can sacrifice at any point to give a 1/1 counter and lifelink though, so they are going to do that here. Yep, there it is. And let's go ahead and drop this down before I miss my step that I need to be ready for. Okay, so I would imagine... if they saw this, they'd throw it away, which I kind of want them to because I can use the Oblivion anyways. All right, yeah, let's do this. Doesn't really matter. I don't think either way this is going to matter. I think we got a pretty good hand here. We found the land drop, so land drop is on board. Put the rest into the graveyard. And we have an instant speed night shift. Let's go. I am going to pull the trigger on that and activate my trap card, which is the Dreadfeast Demon. So we attack with these two into this. Now, there is something to consider here, actually. This is going to get a 1/1 counter from this, right? Almost definitely. And then it's also going to get another 1/1 counter because something else is coming in. So I actually think this might be the move. Whoops, cancel. Almost messed that up. This is definitely the move. Sack this. Shigeki comes down. A good body to block with here. And now they just got the 2/2 veteran, which is totally cool. We'll activate our trap card this next time around. Oh man, this is gonna be good though. This is gonna be really good. I may just want to main phase it, to be honest, though, because we do want to get both demons and maximize it. You know what I mean? So getting it down early on my turn will then allow us to create a second one immediately. So maybe that's the plan. This is a 4/5. That's really good too. So we really do have a tough decision to make here. This gives indestructibility, right? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think the play here, just go for the shift here. Shift, get the demon. We're gonna do this on our turn, like I said, because we want to make sure we can sacrifice the token. There's nothing for them. Yeah, there's nothing getting through here, so no attacks. We sack the zombie. We now got a 6/6 flyer. Now the opponent's in a lot of trouble. A lot. There's not much they can do here with the demons going off. Oh man. Escort. Another indestructible creature coming our way, which is going to get tricky for our combat phases. But I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. They can't attack into us. They're going to pass the turn. We get 2 more zombies. I'm sorry, 2 more demons. Man, my brain is really foggy right now, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. That's pretty cool. Let's 2, 3, 4. This will come in tapped though, wouldn't it? Yep, tapped. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's send these over the top. I would assume they're gonna just let those go. Let's spread it out. Let's spread it out a little bit here. See if they want to make a block on their life total or the Wandering Emperor. Either way, we're all right. All right, they make a double block here. Totally fine by me. Which means the Wandering Emperor does die. I thought for sure maybe they'd just save the Wandering Emperor here. They don't save anything. Wow. Not what I expected at all. All right, well, that makes my life a lot easier, actually. So, guess we'll go with this. And then just hope and pray that the opponent here doesn't have a sweeper of sorts. I would imagine they don't. I mean, why would you run a sweeper in a deck like this? But you never know. We're going to have 4 Dreadfeast Demons, by the way, coming in this turn. Absolutely absurd. Yep. Yep. All right, 2 Dread Feast Demons down. I mean, the synergies of this deck are just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. We're generating tokens every single turn with both the Blob and the Jadar, which makes even more demons, which is just crazy. And then we're going to keep going over the top for, you know, what is this, 24 at a time? Like, there is nothing the opponent can do here. And I mean, just to top things off here, we get an old Rutstein, which can get us a treasure of some sort, which we can use to Rite of Oblivion, one of their flyers, which obviously choice here would be the Sarah Paragon. And we do in fact get the treasure, which does cause the opponent here some frustration, I would imagine. And we get through with everything really, except for Jadar. We'll leave Shigeki back too. Yeah, let's just do it like that. All right, so they're gonna have to block one of the flyers up top because it's lethal, and then they block the 4/5 down low with something. All right, they're gonna give indestructibility, I would imagine, to this. Yep, they gain a bit of life, totally fine. At least we get one of those off the board here. You know, on second thought, in hindsight, that could have been a little bit bad because they could have actually double blocked with both of these on this and I'd be in trouble. Oh, they don't get the 1/1 counter. Never mind. My mistake. I thought they get a 1/1 counter. Oh, if it has a 1/1 counter on it, it gets all those benefits. Got it. Okay. Here comes all the demons. Here comes all the demons, ladies and gentlemen. You. I mean... this is pretty absurd. All right, past the turn, we got a lot of demons. We have a lot of demons, and I don't mean like, you know, psychological demons. I mean a lot of physical demons. Well, we have both, but you know what? We all do, right? Oh, this is great. This is so good. And Elspeth, that's not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it.
Opportunity to learn more about the city. This is my city, and I'm going to protect it.
I don't think there's a 3-mana permanent that exists out there that could have stopped this from happening, so surprised the opponent hasn't conceded yet. But I appreciate them letting us go through this. There we go. Good game. Here comes the concede. Nope. Not yet. Send it all on over, and GG's, my friend. Holy. I'd say that's a bit of overkill, if you ask me. Opponent's still going through the motions, though, getting that life link, sure. Yep, that'll about do it. GG. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit further. But before I do so, I wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who made it this far into the video. Thank you so much for that. It helps out a ton here on YouTube with the algorithm stuff. So I appreciate you sticking around, and I'm glad you enjoyed the content enough to do so. But with that being said, let's take a look at today's build. I'm going to have to scoot something over here because the curve is a little crazy. There we go. All right, so where do we kick this off with? I think we start with the Hostile Negotiations, the card that really intrigued me the most about that ABZAN build that we saw in the Discord on Watts' deck. Such a cool card. I seen this before, didn't really think anything of it, and then it clicked when I saw his deck. I'm like, oh duh, it's such a great card for Reanimator, because I guess I never really just looked at the fact that we put the other 3 cards in the graveyard. I thought it was like, okay, look at 3 piles, got it, pick one, cool. I skimmed, right? I didn't realize you put the other 3 cards into the graveyard, which helps a lot with these you know, with these Reanimator decks, because you can then reanimate those things that go to the graveyard. So it made a lot of sense here today in this build, and it really intrigued me. I really enjoyed the card. I think it's fantastic. I love that it's instant speed. There's just a ton of value packed into this one card. And then from there, I knew I needed to make a Reanimator deck. So, of course, I wanted it to be, you know, this ABZAN build, and I wanted it to be a consuming blob deck with the Dollhouse of Horrors, because it's my favorite way to reanimate. You get the blob in for 1 mana, and then it just spawns these like 5-6 oozes over and over again for essentially nothing. I love that combination. But after we looked at the build a little bit more, we landed on these this Dreadfeast Demon, which we played yesterday, which I'm aware, but I love this card. I think it's a fantastic finisher top end. It's very powerful right now in the meta, and it works really well with the blob because it can eat the blob's tokens, and also it can eat the warden's tokens. So from there, I knew it couldn't be a Dollhouse deck, because you Dollhouse back the demon comes back as a 1/1 token. It creates a copy of itself, so that next one's going to also be a 1/1 token, which obviously they pump each other up to 2/2s and so on and so forth. But you're getting away from the 6/6 power, which is what makes this card so great. So I landed on the Graveyard Shift, and from there I was like, okay, we need to have a really nice fill out curve here if we're going to play this at instant speed and get the value out of it. So we made sure to get the Warden in here, which is 1 less mana than the the Dreadfeast Demon. So we had a really nice top end curve to close out the game. And then from there, we started out our curve low. We wanted to make sure we had a 1-drop. Gnawing Vermin, a very cool new card from Brothers War, where we can mill ourselves out a little bit, but also give -1/1 to a creature if it ever goes down, which we can use to sacrifice, which is important because we do have things like Rite of Oblivion, which needs to have some things to sacrifice, which again, Gnawing Vermin, very good to sacrifice, but also Jadar has tokens we can sacrifice. Jadar, we saw yesterday in our Orzhov build, Jadar works really well with the zombies, being sacked to the Oblivion, being sacked to the Demon. So Jadar, a very clutch player here in today's build as well. And then Shigeki. Shigeki's been really, really good for us lately too, because this card can ramp you up pretty quickly by giving you that extra third, that land drop, but also it fills up your graveyard pretty fast. And then if ever you have a situation where your graveyard shifts in your graveyard from either casting it or you just accidentally mill it from the top of your deck, Shigeki can go ahead and go and grab that, which is really, really useful. And then I went with Restoration, because the Restoration can also throw a big threat like a, let's say a Warden into the graveyard on Saga 2, and then bring back something like a Vermin or a land that might have gotten thrown into the graveyard. But there's value to be had with this Restoration for sure. And if not, you can always ramp with it as well into your bigger spells, which is super helpful. Another card that ramps you well is Old Rutstein. Old Rutstein's a good tool to, ramp you up, fill up your graveyard. This card really does it all. But also too, you can also sacrifice the tokens from the Old Rutstein to sack things with the Rite of Oblivion, which is also really, really useful. And then lastly, we splashed in a couple Paragons. Paragon being able to bring back any permanents of value 3 or less from the graveyard, which we have a ton of. So you're definitely going to get your money's worth off of this, especially because Old Rutstein and stuff like that, and the Shigeki could end up throwing some lands into your graveyard as well. So there's value there. But very, very fun deck. I would have liked a little more time, I think, on this one to tweak it up a bit more. I do like where it ended up, but I do think there are some things that I think I could do to this if I played with it a little bit more and found some more helpful tools for it. But a very fun deck nonetheless, which is always what we're shooting for here on the channel. So if you guys have any ideas, of course, on how to make it better, by all means, make those changes. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Tell me how it went down for you guys and if it worked out well or not. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That will conclude today's video. Before I get out of here, though, a huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel. And I just got done with the stream, and the Marty Mob has shifted dramatically. You guys showed me so much love in last night's stream. Your names won't be here just yet. I'll have to make those adjustments over the weekend, I'm thinking. But thank you to everyone who's in the Marty Mob and has helped support this channel through those monthly memberships. It means so much to me that you guys are willing to help support the channel in the way you do. So thank you for everything. I do appreciate it so much. From the bottom of my heart. So thank you for that, and I appreciate you for that. But that'll conclude today's video, man. We'll see you back here again tomorrow for another one, another Friday banger. It's going to be a Teamer Titanium Meld deck, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, man. Until next time, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yes.